All right. Welcome back to another episode of EdTech on the Street in the city that never sleeps. My name is Kiara, and today we are back in the office to continue this series because it's a little rainy outside. We didn't want to stand out in this weather.
I'm a general partner at Solmark, which is an investor in Magic Software, and I sit on the board of Magic Software as a board member.
And this is Nicki, because I didn't introduce him. So that's a little bit, we've had already a little bit of our leadership series in the past, so I'm going to jump right into a fun fact about you, Nicki. What is a fun fact?
Fun fact is I like playing golf.
Okay.
And you come to New York with this kind of murky weather where it's raining, you can't do anything. You just sit in office and chat with Kiara.
Yay, super fun. We'll see if he thinks so after my deep questions about life and magic. So we're going to jump right into it, Nicki. When you reflect on Magic's 35-year journey, what stands out to you as the most defining moment in the company's evolution?
When I reflect back upon the 35 years of Magic, what stands out is how Magic has evolved with every change in education software technology. We started with building CD-ROMs for PDF files, and today we build immersive content using cutting-edge technologies of AI, VR, and give it to the leading publishing and EdTech companies. So it's a big revolution, transformational change over the last 35 years. One of the major milestone was about a decade ago when Solmark invested in Magic and kind of helped define the go-to-market strategy for Magic. And since then, there have been several milestones which we can talk about in the journey of Magic. In 2017, Magic investing heavily behind technology, software, and accessibility services. And that has paid off so well that it contributes to more than 50% of Magic's global revenue. And if you look at recent past, like Magic has adopted AI across all portfolios, and today we deliver real breakthrough results for our customers delivering AI. So what I would just kind of summarize is that Magic has been an innovator and has adapted and led in whatever change in technology has come over the period of the last 35 years.
Wow. Yeah, and I was actually talking to Arjun about this earlier, about how accessibility is really coming to the forefront of Magic. And my question to him was, because in the US and globally, we have this Title II compliance deadline approaching. Once we hit that deadline, what's next for our clients? Are we going to become part of the front in helping institute positive change for accessibility? Are we just helping other companies get to that accessibility compliance? What do you envision as the next step for accessibility in Magic?
See, accessibility, what we are seeing only in the US, accessibility is now coming up in Europe. So there's a big wave of accessibility which you will see across whole of Europe over the next 2 to 3 years. And then AI plays a very defining role in how accessibility would be going forward. So there's a lot more exciting stuff which will come behind it.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, because there's so much going on with AI. I'm not going to try to open that conversation now. That's question 3, so you're getting ahead. But we'll definitely jump into that because I feel like we can't really have a conversation these days without AI slipping into the topic. But pausing there until question 3. So question 2. When you think about investments in the education and EdTech industries, where do you see the highest potential for both returns and meaningful impact?
Interesting. So I personally feel that in education, especially when you're making investment, the big return is where you make positive impact on learning outcomes and employability.
Right.
Because if you can create more employment in terms of making people learn effectively, it definitely creates a very positive return both for the investor as well as the learner.
Right.
And like even if you look at today's workforce training, right? Workforce skill development is kind of completely changing with the whole advent of AI, where it is just in time, role-based, specific AI-driven leveraging AI, AR, VR to deliver kind of focused micro-learning content to people so that they can adapt very quickly to the changing economy of today. Because
Right.
technology is changing, economy is changing, so you need to be fast-moving. And if you can create this opportunity, take this opportunity and create content which has meaningful outcomes, it kind of bears strong results for the investor itself. So the opportunity lies in this core thing where you make positive impact on learning outcomes which deliver employability. As such, you will get strong results for the investors as well.
Right. And talking about doing this new approach with education, right? Because Magic's all about doing the immersive learning, creation, digitization, etc. How do you see this all coming together with fitting into traditional pedagogy in higher education, and then now with new tech and coming into AI a little bit? Because we see in higher education a little bit of resistance to adoption, or maybe slow to adoption. How do we aid them to fully integrate and embrace willingly this new tech?
See, the core is the new wave of AI, which is the generative AI as it comes in, flows in more and more.
Yeah.
It'll deliver more personalized content. So it'll not be one size fit all. So it'll be more personalized content for each individual, which will create a different amount of impact and involve a lot more people in terms of adopting new technology, because it will run at their pace and not that they have to run at how the course content was defined like we today do.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Going into AI though, now that we're talking about more of this in the first question, I mentioned the second one. I'm leading it up to it now with the third. In your view, what makes the current AI wave different from previous waves in terms of impact on learning?
The current wave of AI which we are seeing is definitely very different than the earlier waves, because the earlier waves were more incremental in terms of delivering efficiencies through improving back-end processes, doing some bit of adaptive learning. But the current wave of generational AI is transforming assessments. It's transforming outcome-based learning. So it's very different. It's fully transformational compared to, like, I'll give you an example of places like Khanmigo or Duolingo.
Right.
They are today delivering at real-time tutoring help to the individuals. Now, this was not available earlier. So it is at a very different level than what we saw of AI 3-4 years ago.
Yeah. Especially in terms of content creation, because I know in the news, Duolingo released that they created 500 new language courses overnight with AI. But then it goes back into my previous conversation with Arjun, is that now that they're using AI to help expedite processes, is this abstaining a little bit away from their core mission and values?
I'm saying that there'll be, as we get more and more engaged with AI, there will be a question of ethics. So in terms of what is right, what is wrong. And I think that will only evolve with time. Nobody can predict where it will go, because you have naysayers who show so much negativity which will come out of AI, but then there is so much positive. So it's like nuclear technology. There is a very bad side of nuclear technology, but there is just a lot of good which comes for it.
Yeah.
So is AI.
Yeah. And I think especially at Magic, we're very focused on the ethical use of AI when it comes to developing course content, how it can be implemented into curriculums, which helps us stand out in terms of AI usage. So we'll see it. Again, don't want to make this all about AI, but based on our clients watching the trends in terms of AI integration into education, it's definitely interesting to see this play out.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, we're staying positive and moving on to our last question. If we fast forward 10 years, do you think education will be unrecognizable compared to today, or will it look similar?
So I'm not a big predictor of future, but
Okay.
I could say next 10 years would be transformational for education. Education will not be the same what we see today. Uh, it'll be a lot more immersive in terms of content. The teachers will not be delivering the content. AI will deliver the content. The job of a teacher would be more of a mentor, helping people with creative thinking. The course will be delivered by the AI itself, because AI can deliver the course at real-time basis, anytime, at the trainee or learner's time frame.
Yeah.
And personalized learning, which is key as we kind of dwell more into AI, and the whole changing phase of real-time assessments where AI is continuously evaluating how the individual is doing based on his learning potential. So that will actually, assessments will see a change. All these standardized tests actually will fade away. I personally feel even the 4-year learning curriculum, like we go for a degree, also is at a threat.
Wow.
Because people will absorb shorter personalized training content, which will upgrade their skills to meet what the demand for today is. Like, for example, if you look at what 4-year education has taught people who graduated this year is already obsolete.
Yeah, it's true.
And you see that difference coming up in the entry-level starting jobs, because it's just a tough market, because the market is evolving. So this 4-year thing also will go through a change, in my opinion, because learning would be absorbed more at a personalized level. The classrooms will become global, because AI takes away the whole thing of multilingual. So it could be real-time translation happening. You can have a global classroom where a lecturer is giving, a guy in Brazil is hearing the same thing in Portuguese, somebody in India can hear it in Hindi, and in China he could hear it in Chinese real-time. So it could be global classrooms. So the evolution would be fast. It's not an incremental evolution which we'll see over the next 10 years. It'll be truly transformational.
Wow. See, this is fascinating because my first degree is as a linguist. So this whole idea of the impact of AI in the linguistic side and that unity within language is really fascinating to me. But your point about this real-time education potentially participating in a different curriculum on the other side of the world because of these capabilities with AI is fascinating and leads me to one of my last spontaneous questions, which is this going to be the start of a global education system?
I personally feel so.
You believe so?
I believe so, because
Wow.
education will become global. It will not be just limited to... See, internet changed the whole space, the way the world was organized earlier.
Right.
Knowledge was power. Information was power. Internet made the accessibility to information across the globe instantaneously. So whatever I see, a guy in China, India, anywhere in the world sees the same thing. And with the new change in AI, it'll further bring everybody together into especially from an education point of view, where learning would be together. You'll be doing more scientific lab projects, which will be done at a global level, because now you can participate as if you're in the same space. You speak, language will not be a barrier. And the way technology is going, the connectivity will not be a barrier.
Wow. I feel like I'm like now gonna have to think about this after, because I was always thinking about it from like the language side, but I didn't think about this whole integration into a global education system and what this could mean together in unity in the future, and what that opens up, or maybe what we'll face ahead. And I think even I talked to Puneet yesterday, he was talking about this research and operations now happening where at the university in Singapore, the doctors are doing operations from remote in Ghana.
Absolutely.
Which is so fascinating.
And that is what robotics will do.
Yeah. But it's just, again, like, as you mentioned, it's showing this new unleashed capabilities that's bringing that we thought wasn't possible 10 years ago.
The world is changing very fast.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to be adept enough to move at the same pace. Otherwise, we'll all be left behind.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, I hope you guys enjoyed that because I'm still thinking about him. It's like I went to a TED Talk in person. I love it. Wow. All right. Well, on that note, do you have any final words that you'd like to add before we close out this conversation?
I think right now, first of all, I enjoyed talking with you, Kiara. You very good at kind of asking the questions and kind of moving along. And second is, I think Magic is right now sitting at a great space. The way we are evolving and kind of accepting AI into all our portfolios is really exciting. So I'm looking forward to the next 10 years of Magic's growth and leading the space in EdTech.
Right. So then hopefully next time we do this video, we'll be celebrating 45 years.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Nicki. It was a pleasure speaking with you. And thank you to everyone who is watching. Remember to tune in for the next episode and stay curious.
Thank you.
Bye.